Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Olatilewaarewa, and here on this channel we'll talk about marriage, faith and lifestyle. So today we're going to be talking about the relationship between the wife, the mother-in-law and the husband. So when I'm talking about the mother-in-law, I'm talking about the mother, the husband's mother, and the mother of the husband. So that's what I'm talking about. So lately, not even lately, for so long, there's some people that have been having difficulty or issues within their home due to in-law. There's some people that have been having in-law issues generally, and lately I think it's on the increase because of this generation. The new generation is quite different from the older generations, if you know what I mean. The things that the older generation can take in, I think that this new generation, the 21st generation, cannot really take it in. So you see a lot of things happening out there in the home front. So we just feel like we should come here and discuss what is happening and how we can go about things, and there'll be peace, there'll be love, there'll be joy in the home. So with me here again, I have here Mr. Omotosho. So I had to bring him here because we need his opinion too, because he's also is a father, a husband and a son as well. So we need his opinion to see for us to know what he feels, what he thinks, and how he thinks we can go about things generally. And I'm also going to be talking about things as I'm going to be representing you wives out there. I'm going to be representing you, so I'm going to be saying things that are happening there. I've got some people talk about different things, so we're going to be bringing it out here today. So sit down and let's get into it. Right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the communication between the wife, the son, which is the husband, and the mother-in-law, which is the mother to the son, the mother to the husband. So we're going to do it in a way that we're going to paint a scenario, different stories we've heard from people around there. So we're going to just talk about a particular scenario, just one scenario, because we don't want this video to be too long. So we're going to talk about particular scenario, and I'm going to hear his opinion about it. Well, he's going to share with us his own, and I'm going to share what I feel about it as well. So the first thing is the communication. Generally, there's been an issue with communication. In a scenario whereby the mother-in-law wants to pay a visit to his son and the daughter-in-law, coming to visit them. So we're talking about communication here. Who do you think? Do you think the mother-in-law should give them notice, should give them a notification that, oh, I'm coming to visit you? Or do you think the mother-in-law should call first? Do you think she should call the husband first? Do you think she should call the wife and inform the wife that I'll be coming to visit you? Or do you think you should call both of them together? And how can she go about things? And the reason why we are painting this particular scenario is because there's so many that has been going on within the home front out there. We've had issues of mother-in-law barging in onto into their home without any prior notice. We've had issues of the mother-in-law only talking to the son and not giving the wife any notice of coming into their house. We've had so many issues like that. So we just want to talk about communication and what we feel about things. So we'll start from Mr. Omotosho first. So in that scenario, Mr. Omotosho, what do you think?
All right, generally, I think it's just normal for the mother-in-law, that's the husband's mother, to inform the family that she is coming to visit, whether it's a short visit or it's a long visit. And the easiest point of contact, the person that she needs to contact directly, is the wife, because she is the one that is in control of the home. Control, when I say control, I mean she's the one that is taking care of all the affairs of the home. She knows when certain things need to be done. She knows if there's enough food in the house. She knows if the children are well taken care of. She knows if the laundry is done. She knows if the room she's coming to sleep in is tidy up. All those things. So I think she needs to get in touch with the wife. Now, some mother-in-laws prefer contacting their son to say, I'm coming to your house so and so date. The son does not really know exactly what is going on in the house, except the son is the hands-on kind of person that knows exactly everything that is in the house. Okay, this is it. And even at that, even if the son is hands-on, he alone cannot by himself accept that request. He can, because like culture has said he's the head of the family. He can't say, okay, mommy, you can come.
Even the Bible says he's the head of the family.
Yeah, even the Bible says he's the head of the family. But those kind of situations, but okay, let's say she just calls you and tells you she's coming to your house, and then before you get home or before you have the chance of calling your wife and telling your wife that mommy has called me and she says she's coming, she has already gotten to the house. How do you expect the wife to feel? Because obviously it will look to the wife like she has went behind her and spoken to her son to allow to get access to the house and all those things, and then the son did not even take it as something important to involve the wife. So one has to be very careful in how to deal with mother-in-laws. That's for me now, mother, for her, mother-in-law. So
not for me, not for generally.
for the scenario we are painting. For the scenario we are painting. So it's necessary for the mother to get approval from most especially the wife.
Right. So in my own opinion, I feel like as a wife, I feel like I need to know whenever anybody, even from my family, whenever anybody is coming to visit me. So, you know, what I think the issue is, you know, culture has done so many things, and it's not as if it's totally bad, but at the same time, this is a new generation. This is 21st century. You know, culture has painted it in a way that because the man is the head of the home, so the man takes all the decisions in the home. But nowadays, people want to change all those narratives. The narrative is even changing. But you know, the way at which you do it, you have to apply wisdom. That's what I think. So if my mother-in-law is coming to visit me, let me talk about myself now. I trust her that she's going to put the call to me first. I know that. So, but for some people that doesn't have that privilege, for some people it doesn't happen like that. So we feel like the son should be the one to rearrange that side. That's what I feel. So if the mother-in-law wants to visit, the mother-in-law can call both of them. Call the son and call the wife. My wife, I'll be coming to visit you on so date. I just want to come and see my children. I just want to come and see how you are doing. I am very sure the wife will be happy, and she won't have any issues with you coming. Even if there are things that are lagging behind in the home at that time, she wants to put things in order. But if you tell just your son, she won't say you shouldn't come, but it might look a bit somehow. You know what I mean? So, and she might feel like, why can't you just call her as well? That's why calling your son and all that. So I feel like both of them should be informed that you are coming. But I feel like it is just being, you know, I know for some people, they don't even inform at all. They just come. That's my son's house. They just badge on them anyhow. So I think it comes to the place of being polite. This century, this generation, we love being polite. We love I don't know, I don't want to talk too much, but we love being polite. So it's just, even generally, you have to be polite about things. Okay, you are going into somebody's house, you are going into anybody's house. Generally, not even your son-in-law or your daughter-in-law, if you are going to anybody's house, you should inform them that you will be coming. I feel that is the normal thing to do. But if it doesn't happen that way, if your mother-in-law or anybody just badge on you anyhow, I think the son should be in the position to correct that aspect. So the son should correct the aspect and make it known to anybody that is coming to their house. It is a rule. Let them know you for that. You are not being rude. You shouldn't be rude about it. You shouldn't be rude about it. Just make it known that mommy, or if it's your sister, if it's your cousin, when you're coming to my house, you have to give me prior notice, mommy, please, because we are busy, because we have so many things we are doing. We might have an appointment, we might have business schedules, we might have so many things we are doing, so that we will prepare for you. As simple as that. So that is that about communication. And another thing we want to talk about communication is we want to talk in the aspect of the cordial relationship that should be between the wife and the mother-in-law. So, you know, I believe that okay, let me allow my husband to talk first. So let's talk about the cordial relationship that should happen between the wife, the mother-in-law, and the son, which links to communication, which can enhance their communication and can bring about joy, peace among the home, within the home.
Okay, I think she just needs to see my wife as she sees me. See the wife as she sees the husband. If you see them in the same light, that okay, whatever I have at heart for my son is what I should have at heart for my daughter-in-law. I shouldn't be seeing things. I shouldn't be looking for things that are going to be issues for her, or the issues or the little things, that mistakes she makes. And even if I look for those things, I should not use that against her. I should use it to correct her. Make the conscious efforts to be her friend. Don't put yourself in the position of being a mother-in-law. You are the mother-in-law, everybody knows that, but be her friend, because that way it's even easier for you to communicate with your son. It's also easier for your son to communicate your wishes to his wife, and it's easier for her to even lobby for you with her husband. So
right. So in my own opinion, I feel like we've heard of so many sayings about the fact that see her as your daughter. Does it really happen within the home? In some home, it does not happen. It does not even exist at all in some home. Let's be realistic. Some mother-in-law feels threatened, and some have have that fear of the unknown, and why some mother-in-law just embrace naturally. So I feel like the communication gap should not be breached. Yeah. So if you are being married into that family, make sure you get cordial with your mother-in-law as much as you can. It will help you. That's just it. It will bring peace into your life. Even before you get married, you can try as much as. Then when you get married, try as much as possible to have to be if not totally closed, at least a little bit close with your mother-in-law. And I understand the fear of some I understand the fear of some wife of not one because they don't really know what the mother-in-law will love, or how the mother-in-law will react to some things. So I understand that fear. So I feel like mother-in-law should have that at the back of their mind, that this is the time to establish a perfect relationship with my daughter-in-law. I have established the relationship with my son already. Now let me move to my daughter-in-law and let me face her. And the mother-in-law should also learn to accept their flaws. You know, just see it as if it's your son that did that thing. If she did anything that you don't like, just see that, I mean, your son is not that perfect as well. So just see it as if it's your son that has done that thing, and correct her with love, and then move on about it. Forget about it. Because if it is your son too, you will move on. That is just the fact. If it's your son that did that thing, you will move on, and you will still love your son. So we need to correct that aspect. So the mistake I think some mother-in-law makes is just that they want to establish more rapport with their son, and they want to sideline the wife. And I am telling you, that is where they miss it, because the wife will not say anything, will just keep quiet. But when they get to the other room, when they get to the other room, something is happening. So mother-in-law, I'm telling you, I'm giving you hints now. If you are a mother-in-law and you're watching this video, so you have to establish a very good relationship. When you establish a good relationship with your daughter-in-law, tell her what you need, tell her how things are going. When she's trying to be closer to you, don't be too stiff. Be open to her, tell her how things are going, and then you will see that things will fall. In fact, everything you need before the month comes to an end, you will just be earning a lot from left, right, front and center. However, I don't want to think all mother-in-law needs money. So mother-in-law does not even need your money. They will rubbish your money. They don't need your money. Do you get? But at the same time, you know, for peace to reign, daughter-in-law try to establish that cordial relationship. Be open to her, like just give her an open arm. And mother-in-law, you as well, give your daughter-in-law an open arm. Communicate with your daughter-in-law more. If there's anything, if she's going for an appointment, a medical appointment, make sure you talk to her, make sure you call her.
Even go with her.
You can even, if you are not able to go with her, because this generation, we are talking about 21st century generation. 21st century generation will not go with it. Some of them, not all anyway. 21st century generation, they always want, you know, they always want it to be me and my husband. They are the me and my husband generation. You know what I mean? Me and my husband, me and my husband. But at the same time, you can find a way around things and ensure cordial relationship between your mother-in-law and you. That is just it. So that is that about communication. I feel like the communication is the majority. Is very, very, as in, it is very, very important within the home. It is very, very important to bring peace, joy. So when you're coming into their home, the scenario we painted earlier, if you're coming into their home, make sure you inform the wife, both the wife and the other. I even know some mother-in-law that they will not even call their son. It's their daughter-in-law, they will just call straight. That Tokpe, I'll be coming to your house, so I want to come and see my children. How is it going to be? Hope you are, you know. I know some extremely reasonable mother-in-law. I'm not saying some are unreasonable, but to be fair, we've heard of so many cases anyway. So so that they have that very strong tie with their mother-in-law. And I know it doesn't start all of a sudden. It's a gradual process. So try to establish that relationship. Try to give your mother-in-law an open arm, and pray. You know, we cannot totally erase the impact of prayer. I always say this. You have to be prayerful. You have to be prayerful and be spirit-filled. Let the Holy Spirit lead you about how to go about it. So that's number one. That's the communication aspect. So let's talk about, let's go to the second one. Respecting boundaries. So in the 21st century generation, you know, I said something about me and my husband. They are the me and my husband generation, and they love when people respect their boundaries. So how do we go about this with the mother-in-law? You know, and mother-in-laws, they hate to hear boundaries. Mother-in-law, they don't, I don't know, maybe if it's all mother-in-law, but majority don't. They don't even want to. They don't even want to hear anything that is boundary. Pekini with my son, never. So let's hear my husband's view about boundaries, and how do you think we can go about it, and what do you think?
Just by making sure that, for the man now, making sure that his mom knows that these certain things are things that I don't want in my family. Because the moment you get married, you have left that family to have your own family. So most of the time, the things that cause boundary issues are usually probably attention seeking. The mother-in-law wants more attention, or she wants something and she's not getting it. She passes her boundary on some things on that level. And the most common one that we've heard of is being superstitious about things, about saying certain things that especially for maybe children or pregnant women, don't walk in the sun and all those kind of things. Some families don't believe in all those things. Some new families don't believe in it. Some of them are so spirit-filled now, and even the new generation churches now are even teaching the fact that all those things should not have power over us. So when mother-in-laws now come with such topics saying you cannot walk in the sun because you are pregnant, sometimes it gets on the nerves of wives especially. So they should just
nothing. Go on.
So mothers should just be careful on how they bring information out to their wives. Be careful of what they say. Try and understand the environment before bringing out certain information. And even if you now eventually bring out some information and they tell you, mommy, no, this is not how we do it here, just accept the fact. Leave them to do it the way they want to do it. If you give an advice to a couple and they say, okay, mommy, this your advice is okay, but this is how we want to do it, allow them do it. Because they've been the ones sailing this ship up to that present moment and nothing has happened. So let them continue sailing it with the wisdom that God has given them. So that's what I have to say about it. So
in my own opinion about respecting boundaries, I know mothers does not really believe in any boundary, and we just have to put a topic to this issue anyway. So we don't want to see it as a boundary, because they are part of the family as well. As a wife, I don't think there's like boundary like that. But at the same time, I just feel like okay, let me talk as a wife now. You know, as a mother-in-law, I feel like you should allow the wife to make her mistakes. That's one thing. Allow her to make some mistake and then correct her with love. And when it comes to culture, you know, culture have had a lot of impact in our life, a lot of impact in the home. And this 21st century, if they can even totally erase culture, they will erase it in a twinkle of an eye. Like, let's just erase all these things, all those things that we will use when we're growing up, that they were giving us, all those things, everything. They just want to erase it, because some of them can be harmful. Not all of it, but some can be harmful to maybe their children or anything, so they don't want it at all. So I just believe that it's in the place of being wise. It's in the place of applying wisdom when it comes to boundaries. So the Bible says that wisdom is what is profitable to direct. So when you apply, I'm talking of the wife now. So when your mother-in-law comes to your house and she says some things, some superstitious belief, I believe in standing on your ground about some things that does not align with the word of God, that does not align with your spirit, which is the spirit of God that is in you. So let her know politely that, mommy, okay. Or let the son be the one, how will I say, let the son be, let our son be the one to immediately tackle it, that no, mommy, we're not doing that here. Or no, mommy, we will not do that. But if the son is not talking, please, you have to be very, very careful spiritually. You have to be spiritually conscious, because mother-in-law does not mean any harm anyway. She's just saying it because that is how it's been done culturally. But then it can have a spiritual implication on your children. It can have a spiritual implication on you. So you have to stand your ground on that issue. Me, I do not compromise when it's when it has to do with that. So, but you just have to be polite about it. That is just it. So let's talk about the mother-in-law part now. So respecting boundaries, so you just have to apply wisdom when it comes to respecting boundaries. So when you have to look at how they practice before you even say anything out, before you even offer them anything as a mother-in-law, you have to see how things are being done in your son's house, how they do things before you can introduce them to anything. And apart from that, whenever things are happening, anything that is happening in their home stays within their home. That is, if you are there to visit, anything that happens within their house stays within their house. If your son is helping with the laundry, if your son is helping with the cooking, if your son is helping with anything at all, that is how they've been managing themselves. It does not mean that it does not mean that she has hypnotized your son spiritually, because that's what some mother-in-law believes. Some mother-in-law believe that their son is being hypnotized. And I will not totally say that things are not happening out there. I know things are happening out there. But if you feel, and there's something we call instinct as a mother, you know what I mean? So, but you should not use your instinct wrongly. We should use our instinct rightly, in the right way. So if you are using your instinct rightly and you feel like this thing is not normal, you can then go into the place of prayer about it. That is just it. So respect their boundaries. Give them that benefit of doubt. Give them the benefit of doubt. Give the wife the benefit of doubt. Give the wife the open arm. Let her do things the way she feels it is okay with them, the way they are doing it. That's what I think. And just leave them to it. It might not be okay. It might not be all right with you. You know, majorly things that are being done in this generation is different from the way we do things in the olden generation. The older ones in the past generation, they believe that wife should be the one to. They have this, I don't want to say anything, but they have this slavery mentality for women generally. But this generation is changing everything. We are rewriting everything. You know, women are not to be slaves. We are helpmates. That's what the Bible says, that we are helpmates to our husbands, and we should do things hand in hand to make the home front work perfectly, to make things work perfectly within the home. That's what we believe in this generation. So I believe that you coming from the other generation, you start to like realize and understand that, okay, this generation is quite different. That is the first thing I feel. So that's it about boundaries. So the third one is keeping information to yourself. I think we've talked about this a bit in a way. a bit.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say about that?
It's just about respecting the privacy of the husband and the wife.
Okay.
So whenever the mother-in-law visits, this happens a lot because I would say even most of mother-in-laws do this, and some of them do it consciously, and while some do it unconsciously. It's a situation of where you go to your son's house and then you see certain things, be it good or bad. When you now get back to your own place, then you maybe you find yourself in a discussion with somebody, and then you start mentioning things that are happening in your son's house. Now, the way people paint such information is that they always want to paint it towards the wife. You'll be painting everything. If it is about something wrong, you will paint it towards the wife's part. You will never paint your son bad. That my son, Uma Shenkoba, ìyàwó ni, ìyàwó yẹn, nǹkan báyìí ló ṣe, and it might be, like I said, it might be conscious, it might be unconscious, but the main factor about being unable to keep information to yourself, whether conscious or unconscious, is this. Now, when you say that such thing to one person, that person goes ahead to say it to another person or two, and that person goes ahead to say it to another person. Eventually, that information is still coming back to the husband and the wife. Now, when the husband and the wife hear such information and they know that it is just you that was around to see such thing happen, how do you want them to feel? It will go back to the beginning where we started about communication. When you now call and say, my daughter, I want to come and visit you, how do you expect her to react? Because she knows that you can't keep information, because she knows that your presence will make her to start doing eye service, because she wants to put herself in a mode where she wants to do everything to please you. When you leave, she goes back to herself. But when you are coming, she knows that it is extra. It's extra stress for her to put herself in that shell. Yeah, and then when you leave, thank God mommy is gone. That's why that statement comes out from many wives' mouths, because mothers will just leave before they even get into the taxi. The wife is already jubilating inside. That is because they know that they are now able to come out of their shell. Because they know that my husband can bring me tea in bed now. My husband can cook for me now. Because when you were around, my husband cannot cook, because my mother-in-law is not the type that can keep secrets. It's not the type that can keep information to herself.
To me, I don't even feel like there's anything wrong in your husband cooking for you. As much as it's not every day. It's not as if you now sit down, you now doing nothing, and your husband is in the kitchen doing everything. So, but the thing is about information, we have to be careful how we deliver some information. Can I just say this in this video? You might be hearing some noise, underground noise. That's my daughter. Mommy. They are awake, but I have to do this video anyway, so that's why we have to do it anyhow. So that's it. Anyway, so as I was saying, we as daughter-in-law and we as mother-in-law, we have to be very, very careful how we disseminate information about each other. Daughter-in-law should be extremely careful, because anything you say about your mother-in-law will go, she can hear it later on. That is just it. So you have to be very, very careful. We talk about accepting her the way she is. So accepting her, know that your own mother too is not perfect, not 100% perfect. So this woman cannot be 100% perfect. So just walk around things with her, and be mindful of things that you will say about her as well, because information goes around. That is it, and she will hear it one way or the other. And if she's the type that she doesn't forgive, she will not forgive you. That's just it. So, but let me talk about the mother-in-law now. So mother-in-law should be so careful, so careful about information. Anything you see within the house, as I said earlier, stays within the house, especially if it's an extended family. If the mother-in-law's family, the husband's family are extended family, oh my God, that one can be a bit crazy, because the moment you go and tell one person, the whole of the extended family, everybody has said, you didn't hear Yawo so person's wife, this is how she did, this is what she did, you know what I mean? So, and the information keeps going on and on and there will be one or two people that love her in that house. Do you get? And they will come back to come and tell her. They will say, this is what mommy said. Oh, she told her sister. She told this person. She told this person. Do you get what I mean? So, and the wife will not be happy about such a thing that, oh, why is mommy saying all this about me? So we have to be careful about information that we feel. And apart from that, well, we've been talking about mother-in-law. There's a place of sister-in-law too. If you're a sister-in-law and you're watching this video, you have to learn to correct your mom about some things. So that is the place, that's the place that's where God has placed you. So if mommy is saying, I remember when my mom was alive, of blessed memory, my mom, if she's complaining to me about anybody, about about my brother's wife, or you said that somebody did this, somebody did that, I immediately cut her off from it. I tell her immediately the truth, because she's my mother. I'm able to tell her that, mommy, no, this thing is not done like this, because this is the new generation. This is the 21st century. We are talking about 21st century. This generation is different from the olden days. Things cannot be done like that. I immediately correct her and make her realize and see the the reason behind what I'm saying. Do you get? I immediately, and that is how sister-in-laws should be. I feel that is how we should be. So if your mom is complaining about anything, you have to put yourself in the place of that wife. If you too, you are a wife in somebody's house, what if this thing is happening to you? How will you be able to cope with it? What can you do about it? Do you get? And try to educate your mom. Try to make her see reason why things are happening that way, and try to take her mind off it, so that she will not go out there and say it unconsciously say things she ought not to say. So I believe that's the place of the sister-in-law. Sister-in-law also need to create a cordial relationship with the wives of the brothers.
But not everybody has sister-in-law.
I know not everybody, but some people have, and some people are having. Some people, it's not even their mother-in-law. Some people, it's the sister-in-law that is the problem.
Yeah.
So as much as we have a good relationship in our own family, it does not mean, the reason why we put out this video, because some people have issues, and we cannot just overlook it that Christian, everything is rosy, God is taking control, things are going on, everything is going on fine. So people have some issues, and we just feel like these things we have said shortly is that one of the things that causes all those issues. So mother-in-laws should try to adjust, and daughter-in-law as well should accept and learn to live with some things. So when I say learn to live with some things, some mother, there are some sons that are very, very closer to their mother. So there are some sons that are very, very closer to their mother, and there is nothing you can do about it. They are very, very close, and there is nothing you can do about it. But where I have an issue with is the fact that your mom have to be the one to decide what you do to your wife. That is where I have an issue with. So it shouldn't be like that. Even though you are closer to your mom, you should still maintain some boundaries. You should maintain some boundaries. Your mom should not always know what is going on in your life with you and your wife all the time. Everything. No, we don't want that. This generation does not want that. We do not like it. And that's the fact. They don't like that. So you should know. So if you want a good relationship between your mom, I'm talking to the son now, between your mom and your wife, then you should learn that boundary too. So not everything that is going on between you and your wife, you tell your mom. And another thing we don't know is, we now feel like not every information within your family that you should tell your wife. Forget it. I don't know where you pick your wife from. I don't know how you got married to your wife and the kind of person your wife is. But if your wife is a reasonable person and she's a nice person, spirit-filled, good person, there's nothing you should not be able to tell your wife. There's nothing you should not feel free to be able to tell your wife. I said it earlier. Reasonable, spirit-filled, nice person, reasonable person. I say it again. So I don't feel there's anything you should hide from your wife. So if your mom needs anything and you're and you already have that thing, you just feel that, okay, Shebi is my mom, let me just send it to her. You don't need to inform your wife. Well, for some, it works for them. It is whatever rock your boat. Let me just say that again. So if your wife is okay with that, then it's fine. But there's some people that their wife is not okay with that. They want to know what is going on. They feel like you respect them when you give them some information. So that's what me personally, that's what I feel. So when my husband gives me some information and seek my advice on some things, I feel like I'm being respected. So whenever I have any issue too, or I need anything, I talk to my husband too. and it's vice versa, and it has been working for my own home. So I feel like some people need it too. So that's that about that. So we wouldn't want to talk too much about all this topic. So as we are getting different scenarios, we will be bringing it to this channel. So we got this scenario of communication, of barging in into the son's house, mother-in-law just barging in. So we just feel like we should bring it to you guys and let's talk about it. And we hope we have done justice to this thing in a way.
We spoke about the communication, and we spoke about boundaries, and we spoke about keeping information to yourself.
So we hope that you've learned one or two things in this video. So I'll see you next week. Take care of yourself.
Remember to subscribe.
Remember to subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Share this video to someone that is having, I don't want to say having issues, but someone that it looks like the person is having issues, or someone that needs to learn one or two things. Please make sure you share this video. Please, and put your comments. Please comment. Give scenarios in the comment section. I want to hear different things. Put a scenario of somebody that you've heard of things that then let us discuss it on this channel. Then click the like button. Always click the like button. Do you not like my videos? Click the like button now and subscribe, please. Thank you for staying tuned. See you later. Bye.
Bye.